All right, folks, here we go. We got, these are hand loads. We're gonna just, I did 3 sets running 57, 59, and 61 grain powder. We're gonna go out and see how they group and try to get the feet per second on these. So y'all stay tuned and see how that works out. Ta-da! My first hand loads. And we're using H335. Again, don't go off my data like everybody else is. Do your research. Find out what works for your gun. Don't just assume what I'm doing is going to work for yours. And that's what basically I set these off of, was the good enough rifle standards, because the modern was a little bit more hotter than these. I think the modern started out, this is going right there, was starting out at like 61, and the good enough was, I think, starting out at 57 or 55, one or the other. But there you go. Y'all stay tuned and see how it goes down. All right, here we go. My first reloads. A little nervous. 45-70, 300 grain. 55 or 57 grain of 355. Gonna shoot at the middle target right now, not knowing where these are gonna go. All right. That's shooting to the right. 1895. Wow, those are sitting right next to each other. 1938. Alright, I might have moved a little on that one. Do your own research. Don't go off my data like everybody else is. Yada yada yada. Make sure your gun, this and that. This is through a CVA hunter, or not a hunter, a scout. I'm using H335. Well, we did these. That was me pulling, and that was, yeah, it was me again right there. And then we had that right there with the 57. That's the 50. That's the 57. Hang on, I'll just do that. Well, that's the 57. That's the 59, and that's the 61, which I'm thinking that's 2-in-1 hole, because that hole is just slightly bigger than that one, which is good. I mean, that's great. But I'm more sold on the lighter load, on the 57 right there. Did an expansion test on it, and it's, you all see that, that'll be coming up soon. But that's working. I mean, you throw out the flyer, that is from center to center is just a hair over half an inch. group at 100 yards, which is fine for me. And what happens with the expansion and penetration on this one is what's got me sold on it. This right here, if you take that flyer, if you go center, right there, about 1.5. See if you go center, roughly center, 6'1", and then you go over here, yeah, about 3/4. And what we got on the feet per second, that's, I want to say that's because of the cold bore, because it came out of the AC in the pickup. Everything was nice and chilled. We had 1895, and then after that it was 1938, 1944, and 1939, which that I'm really liking that. That's six with an average, I guess, if you want to do it, but somewhere in there, 1941. And that'll work for me. I was wanting the 2000, which this was right here was pushing. We had 2, then 20, 23. Well, if you throw in that right there, that the cold one, then we're at 44 on there. But here we go with 1991, 2023, 2030, 2017. Which 31 right there, 2017 is the on that one. Then on this, on the last bunch, I got 2 errors, and since the chrono wasn't cooperating, I decided to shoot the chrono. No, not really. I accidentally it knocked one of the bars off of there. I got to order one of the bar that connects into the chrono, that connects into the cover over the top. I got to replace that. But didn't get no feet per second on this. But I'm really, like I said, this and this is I'm right here. I think that right there is my winner. Gonna go with the larger load on it. I mean, that's gonna be plenty fast, as long as gonna double check on the penetration on it, and as long as all that works out, that's what we'll be dropping deer with this year.